says in Pasuk, Vaya Ekev Tishmun. Everybody knows the Rashi, that Ekev means the mitzvahs, hakalos, Shalom Dosh Ba'kev. If a person steps on it with his feet. I mean, it's this mitzvahs kal. Now, maybe if we have time, we'll talk in the end. We'll give examples of what mitzvahs kalas are. But in the meanwhile, I want to talk about the meaning of the word Ekev. So Ekev means kipshuto, the heel. Ekev means the heel that you step on. The Ramban says a different pshat. He doesn't ask any kashas on Rashi, but he says different, two other pshatim, he says. Another pshat, he says, Ekev means the achris, the end. He brings psukim.
Equals to Mashiach.
Equals to the Mashiach, yeah. The end will be, if you listen to the mishpatim, you listen to the Torah, and it doesn't say what part of the Torah, anything good mishpatim, but it doesn't say mitzvahs kalas. And it means the end. So he says, because you see that the Torah, the Lashon Torah uses the dimin in the Adam. When you want to say the beginning, you say Rosh. Rosh means head, it doesn't mean beginning. But it does mean beginning all over. Rosh Hashanah, the beginning of the
Reish Milin.
Okay. And that's the head, so the same thing. When Sanch Hashem LaRosh V'lo L'Zanav, he brings a pasuk. Same thing, Ekev means the end because it's in the end. It's a second pshat. And then the Ramban brings from Onkelos. The Onkelos Tirgem Chalaf. The chalif, that means because of, it's like, because of you listen to the Torah, so Hashem will give you all the brachas. I mean, where do you see in the word Ekev that means because of? So the Ramban says, because Ekev is round. Isn't that strange? That because it's round, so it's like a sivuv, a siba. There's the siba and there's the mesovuv. Because of this, so this comes out. So it means like you're turning like this brings you to that. So keeping the Torah brings you. So Ekev means because. And it brings a list of psukim. Good. It means siba. Bekitzer, in one word, Ramban says it means siba. Now, I want to understand something else. Why didn't Rashi learn these two pshatim, which seems to be more pashut? The pshat shadam averet shadam dosh ba'kevo, like what Rashi says, that seems to be drush. And these two pshatim seem to be pshat, and the Rambam brings from many psukim. B'yoseh, I want to ask from the Gemara in Nozich of Beis Amid Beis, that the Gemara brings, that what'll be the din if a woman said a rain, if somebody became a Nazir, and a woman said a rain in Nazira, be'ikvech, or one woman became a Nazira, the other one said Areni be'ikvech, and then the Baal was matir, was made for the nether of the first one, so the second one said be'ikvech, does she memela become mutter? Because be'ikvech means I go after you, I'm going after you, or no, she's not mutter. Because be'ikvech means you're the siba of my nazirus. I'm telling you, but not that everything that happens to you is going to happen to me. Said mamish, these two pshatim of the Ramban is in this Gemara. Toshis over there brings that the first pshat is be'ikvech means besofech, I'm going after you. So Toshis brings the pasuk v'ata teshufenu okev. That what okev over there means the end. Hu yeshuv charosh, v'ata teshufenu okev, and then you will bite him. So it means the end. And then the second pshat, that it means b'sibosech, That means you're the cause of my Nazirus. That the Ramban brings, the Taishish brings the pasuk Ekev Asher Shama Avram B'Kol. So it's in Mefurish in the Gemara. These two pshatim of the Ramban, and Rashi went and he said, "Drush, what's a pshat? Why? I was thinking to say Al Pi Divrei Asfasemes. Based on the Sfasemes, I wanted to say pshat. First of all, to continue with Derech HaPshat, L'chura, there is a certain shverkeit, there are certain problems with the two pshatim that the Ramban says, that are, when you say Ekev Tishmun, it's not like all the other psukim that the Ramban brings. Like by Ekev Asher Shoma Avram B'Koli, there's a Asher in the middle. That means because of. In English also it's like that. When you say because, Ekev means because, besibas. Ekev Asher. But because of in English you say. But to say Ekev Tishmun, because Tishmun, there's something missing there. The same thing if you say the pshat of Besov. It's also, it's not like in the pasuk Vata Tishufen Okev, he'll bite you, you'll bite him, Okev, in the end, okay. But here, Ekev Tishmun, in the end, listening, it should have said the end of listening will be the whole schar. So there's something shver that Rashi didn't want to learn those, even though in the Gemara you have those two pshatim, but that fits in many other places. But or Hareni beikveich over there in the Gemara, it's also the same thing. I am in your hand. I am whatever happens to you. But over here it's in the middle of a sentence. Over there it's the end of a sentence. Here it's in the middle. Ekev what? Asher Tishmun, it should have said. Because of that, Rashi said different. Rashi says Ekev means Adam Dash Ba'Kev. And the Pshat Ekev Tishmun. So you could be, it could be, I'm thinking, that the Pshat is, you're going to hear the Dash Ba'Kev. Okay, so what do I mean to say? So I want to explain it. The Sfasem is the first piece in today's parasha. The Sfasem says, what's Shmiya all the time? Shmiya always means Penimis. I mean, it's Yadua, the Sfasem is very bekitzer. It's not a savor of just reading, it's a savor of thinking. There's two that I know like that, Sfasem and Maharal, that both of them, I from my experience is, that if you learn it without thinking, is lo yotze yedei chovoso. There's no toelas from it. That's what I think. That's my feeling. And
Gemara,
my experience.
Gemara can you say?
Gemara you can learn without thinking. Also, you can read and read. Ligma afagav de lo yoda ma'kama. There's a Gemara. There is such a thing. There is. Of course, we don't mean to stay by that. But there is such a thing. But these they were never made for reading. They were only made for thinking, because he never wrote the simple part of his. He never watered it down to simple words. So it's only, he can't read it without thinking. That's what he did. What can I do? Go talk to his Hashem why he did it. I don't know why he did it like that. Because also the Chazon Ish also wrote very big kids. Okay, but let's not go into that. Everything you can make a whole talk about. Anyway, the Hashem says that Shmiya means to feel the ha'ora with an olive, the light, which is the Nakuda Pnimis, and find it. Now, what does that mean? I was thinking like this. It could be that the word Shmiya does not mean voices. Shmiya means to absorb. And now don't ask me kashas from dikduk, because I don't know dikduk. But I'm just thinking. that it means to absorb. Marshal. There's such a thing called Perek shira. Not long ago, you used to see, or even now, you see a lot of women on the bus, they say Perek shira. Perek shira, all the animals, they sing to Hashem. Does anybody hear this? Nobody, you don't hear the singing, but somehow, it could be that if you're misbonen on each animal and each tzemach, so you do get a certain feeling of whatever these psukim are.
Tilim shel Perushim on this Kolo of Yaakov Emden. I just happened to see a couple of days ago writing on this.
Yeah.
Somebody quoted him to in Russia.
And then there's also when something happens to you, to understand what is Hashem telling me with this.
11:30.
What is Hashem telling me with this thing that happens? It's also a union of shmir to hear, to understand what. And then there's sometimes the big events that happen in the world. So there are gedolim nowadays, like I think maybe Rabbi Avigdor Miller, that try to explain what happened, what's Hashem telling us with this event, like let's say with the Iranian, the atom bomb that they're talking about Iran. Yeah, maybe it's like the world is coming to an end. Maybe that's a baskel that's telling us that the world is coming to an end. We better do tshuva. Mashiach is coming, and it's all coming to an end. Maybe that's what Hashem is telling us. Whatever. But that's what I think. That might be what shmir means. The Gemara says, "Einu domer really shmir." Edis.
You know, one of them Mephoshim say, "Vayel bracha im tishma'u," and one of them Mephoshim say, "If you could only listen." And you see, it's one of the big problems with this generation. People don't even listen where they're mechuyev to listen. For example, chazos or shatz. People are reading Aloni. They don't listen anymore.
It's a numa gefer. To the world. 20 years ago, there was Aloni in the shuls. Whoever heard of it? You ever heard?
You had to listen.
Yeah. And I just remembered that the Gemara in the end of Nazir is a famous Gemara that Gadol ha'onam and Yosem min ha'mavarach. So the Meiri says, as I saw in a sefer brought down, the Meiri says that the onam and he's mate ozno. That's the godless of the onam. He's mate his ozin to hear the bracha. So he said, and then he answers amen. You can only answer amen if you heard the bracha. If you didn't hear the bracha, you can't answer amen.
There's a person in Imre Shefer that tried to turn off the air conditioners because they were so loud, the fans, it was so loud, people were answering amening, and nobody knew what bracha they're answering to. There's no, it's amen yatoma, it's pekuch nefesh, sakana nefashot. And this person, he went to turn off the fans, and the whole shul jumped on him.
So anyway,
he's so miskin. People, I think he's a happy tzaddik. He listens to the Shulchan Aruch.
Doesn't mean miskin like they use it nowadays. So the pshat, the mevorach is thanking Hashem. Shehakol nia bidvar. Everything was made with his dibur. But amen. Not only that he's modeh, that Hashem made it, created everything, but he listened to that voice that sang that Hashem created everything. He was mata his ozen to hear. That's a madrega. That's Gadol ha'onam and Yosem min ha'mavarach. So I'm saying like this. The Ekev Tishmu, you have to understand.
I have another 10 seconds.
We have to understand this concept of Doshba Kevuv. And the Tishmun is, you'll understand what it means, as we'll explain in